This is the last of the inclined planes. And so in this one, we do have friction involved. So let's go ahead and draw our forces. So we have mg going straight down. Our normal force is perpendicular to the surface. And then now we have force of friction going down or going up the ramp. All right, so let's go ahead and redraw this, changing our frame of reference to be horizontal. And then my mg would go this way, and my y component of that would be mg cosine theta. My x component would be mg sine theta. Then I have my normal force going up, and then I have my force of friction going to the back. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. Again, this is just sliding down the ramp. And we said that this was 20 degrees. So it's not going to have the same acceleration as the other one does because my sum of forces in the x direction is different. All right, let's take a look. Sum of the forces in the y direction is going to be equal to 0. And by y, I mean this one right here. And so that means that my normal force minus mg cosine of 20 is going to be my formula there. So my normal force is going to equal mg, so that's 25 kilograms, times g, which is 10 meters per second squared, times the cosine of 20 degrees. So let me grab my calculator real quick. So that's 250 times the cosine of 20 is going to be 234.92 newtons. All right, so we've got that done. The next stage is to actually figure out what this force of friction is, just so that we can sum our forces in the x direction. So my force of friction is going to equal mu normal. So my mu is 0.3. So I have 0.3 times, let's see here, times 234.92. Now granted, I kept this in the calculator, so my numbers may be slightly different from yours. So I got 70.48 newtons for my force of friction. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the forces in the x direction. All right, so in the x direction, I have mg sine theta minus force of friction. So 250 sine 20 is 85.5 roughly. Again, mg is going to be the 25 kilograms times 10 meters per second squared. So that's how I got 250. We're going to subtract my force of friction, which is 70.48. So minus 70.48 gives me 15.03 newtons. So that the sum of my forces in the x direction is 15.3 newtons. 3 or 03. Oops, sorry. 15.03 newtons. My normal force we said was 234.92 newtons. All right, and then we're going to figure out what my acceleration is. My acceleration is going to be the sum of the forces in the x direction over my mass. So that would be 15.03 newtons divided by 25 kilograms. So 15.03 divided by 25 gives me an acceleration of 0.6 meters per second squared. So 0.6 meters per second squared. On Tuesday, I will likely give you guys a inclined plane with friction. So make sure you know how to do this one.